Aha! See that? It was a trick. It's called me hitting the record button on my iPhone. Welcome to another FounderCast episode number 4 on the Founders blog. So I want to talk about, I'm actually trying to do the FounderCast episodes with a little more structure. I've been for 3+ years doing videos with absolutely no structure. I never really write anything down. I just turn the video on, turn the camera on, and start talking. And I'm doing that again now, but at least I have a couple things jotted down that I want to sort of take us through the syntax of the video. So let's talk about using the right parameters and tracking systems to accomplish your daily tasks. So I think it's massively important because I've always talked about it, right? And I think that it's important because certain situations warrant or are better for certain ways of tracking your productivity and tracking your tasks. So if you have to, if you have to do a lot of letter sending, if you're doing marketing and you're sending a lot of letters or doing a lot of direct mail, then it may be good to use something that really meticulously tracks each and every single letter that you sent out and who you sent it to, when you sent it, and what kind of letter it was, or what sort of the feel of the letter was. If you send multiple kinds of letters, an introduction letter, a follow-up letter, a layout of your product or services, or the benefit to the customer kind of letter, etc. So it may be kind of cool to jot that down on on something that's more meticulous and more specific. Perhaps a mind map program like Xmind, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Actually, let's just jump right into Xmind. So Xmind is a software program that allows you to basically mind map everything and anything. You can start from a blank slate. There's like a template that allows you to start from a blank slate, and then you can just mind map from there. You can go center thing, and then branch out and create another thing, and create whatever shape or color you want. You can color code the additional branches based on whatever you want. You give them your own system. I've been giving like the things that I've done a red color, like as in done. The things I need to do a green color, as in green, and then I've also been kind of switching it up and giving the general strategies, the general sort of like a bullet point or general sort of bubble strategy, the color blue, and then the actual more specific things that I need to do red. Like so, if it's do a lot more digital strategy and do a lot more blog stuff, that'll be blue as a general thing. That's pretty general, and then if it's reaching out to other bloggers who have written articles about things that maybe we offer as a service, and then trying to email them and perhaps see if they want to feature us in the next article they write, or just to let them know about us, and that could be read as something more specific on the task. Xmind is a really awesome program. It's really awesome free mind mapping software. I think there's a paid version. I think it offers more features, but I have yet to run into the situation with Xmind where I need the other features, where I need to pay for it. I just use the free version, and it really rocks. So you can check that out at like see where that is. I think it's just xmind.net. Yeah, it is. It is. It's xmind.net. Professional and powerful mind mapping software. Yeah, these guys really are doing the right thing. Xmind is like, I mean, if you don't know about Xmind, you got to get in the ball. Where you at, son? All right, so Xmind, very cool approach, and I guess we'll talk about a little bit later, sort of why that matters. We touched on it a little, before. Depending on the task, is gonna really determine the parameters that you set for tracking and how you track the accomplishment of your daily tasks and how everything gets mapped out. Let's talk about the notepad approach, right? That's the next thing. I'm trying to keep a little structured video here. The notepad approach. What I've been also doing as a separate strategy. So I've been using Xmind for a while, trying to track my to-do list and track my bigger long-term strategies. For the next month, we want to do this, and this is where we want to be, and this is how we're going to do it marketing-wise. Track it that way. But I also track, my daily task and understand what I need to do by simply using the notepad on my, Windows laptop. So just open up a notepad, and I call it What Matters. It's called What Matters, like what matters today. And every day, I update it with what matters, I think, that day. And in the morning or the night before, I'll go through, like, the things that are happening and just decide what I'm going to focus on the next day, and then that becomes what matters. So let's see, let me give you an example of like my last what matters. The last what matters, today's what matters, just look at, was I'm doing a blog post on iPhone cases that are pictures of Hurricane Sandy. So I added a couple more iPhone cases to that. Just creating pictures and putting them up and trying to spread that content around. Just building a content engine essentially. I did another blog post for iMobile Rescue about reasons you need iPhone insurance, funny reasons you need iPhone insurance, all digital strategy, some Twitter. We needed to do some correspondence with another Fortune 5000 company. I forget they're on the Fortune 500 fastest growing Fortune 5000 companies, I think, list. One of these really big companies that we've been doing some correspondence with. The mission today was to further the correspondence and to push toward action, etc. To set up an appointment and confirm an appointment with a major university. Okay, I'll just give you the name of the university. University of Pennsylvania, with UPenn, and some IT people over there that we're going to go talk to you about doing some stuff for iPhone over there, and iPad as well, and do some blog commenting and some other digital stuff. So I'll just write down what matters on a notepad, and at the end of the day, I'll look at it and go done. Okay, didn't get done. Maybe this will transfer, and then it allows me to track what I'm doing throughout the day, and then also I can look at it and go, okay, I actually did stuff that mattered, and it calms down the obsessiveness in my brain that makes me want to just engage 24 hours of my day every day of my freaking life. So that's just one way of going about it, and it works very well. The other way that I use when I'm in a different state, like in a different way of wanting to do this, is just using my iPhone's filming. I always do that, probably at least once a video. I'll look for my iPhone and realize it's filming me. Using the iPhone Notes program. So the iPhone Notes program is a very very simple. This is I literally see Steve Jobs in my head when I do this, when I think about it, because it's so simple and so clean, and it's on the iPhone. It's just the Notes program, and at the top of it, I actually label it "What Matters." What matters, and then I'll just in the morning or the night before, I'll sit on my iPhone and go, all right, what matters? What matters today, and everything else. I don't even think about that, or I try not to think about that. It's very hard, but I try not to think about it. That's actually how I developed that idea of just doing what matters and putting it on my iPhone Notes program, and then I would literally throughout the day look at that, and that would be what matters. What matters means not only what do I have to do, but what really matters, and everything else doesn't matter. And that's very hard to do because you're always getting interrupted and things are coming up, and if you have other people in your company, things are happening with them, etc. And so that always happens. But the iPhone Notes program is a pretty simple, really, really simple way to just identify what matters and to use that. Why does it all matter? What matters? Why does it all matter? So, why it matters to me, now we'll kind of sort of elaborate on that, is that I need assurance that I've done what I intended to do at the end of the day, so I need to track it all. I need to know that what I did was important, so I need to track it all. I need to be able to identify in a structured manner what is going to best facilitate leading me to the outcomes that I want to move to, whether they're one shot, take action, have the outcome, or it's snowball rolling down a hill, building, eventually leading to an avalanche. I need to understand the impactfulness of all my tasks, so tracking them is massively important. And I would certainly submit that it's important for you as well, for any founder, any entrepreneur, any executive that has things to do and a company to lead, that it's important. And then down to the kind of psychology of it, in the mental structuring and processing, it very much so matters in the interest of efficiency and in the interest of a clear brain, so that you can work, to have good parameters and good tracking systems to accomplish daily tasks. I mean, it matters a lot, and that's why XMind and other mind mapping software is very good, because it's very right brain and very sort of creative. The notepad approach is also very good because it has that feeling that text has when you jot down text on a notepad and you're just looking at it. It's very clean, it's very simple, it's line by line. It's a little boring a little bit, it's a little prosaic a bit, but it works. And then the iPhone Notes approach, also matters because it's very simple and it's on a little iPhone. It really it's just succinct. And it allows me to clear my head and focus the right way on what I need to focus on. So I can, the next thing I have here is certain strategies work for certain things. We kind of talked about that. If you have a lot of direct mail pieces to send out, then perhaps a mind map would be a good idea, because you can send, you could specifically put who you're sending the letters to and at what stage, introduction, further pitch, follow-up pitch, I don't know, specific details, PDF on your service, PDF on your product, whatever, kind of thing. You can sort of map that out on there. It also gives you a much better visual representation than Notepad or a list, item by line item. It gives you a better representation of your stuff and what you need to do, and it's kind of cool to do it. And again, it matters for certain things. When I look at, like, let's just say it's two things, like Twitter and search marketing. So PPC and other search marketing, search engine marketing. I don't really need a mind map for that, right? I don't need to mind map and create 75 like little bubbles that have branches on them. I can really just like use the Notepad or iPhone Notepads, program to very just like succinctly map out what I need to map. Just line out, we call it line out. Like what I need to do. If it's like I need to, create some rich snippets for SEO, if it's I need to solicit, possible situations where we could get links, etc. Then that's pretty straightforward, and I don't really need to go into the strategy. When you here's the thing though, where Xmind may be useful, even in conjunction with using Notepad to generally identify what you need to do, is then taking it a little more specific. Okay, how are we going? What are the rich snippets going to say? How are we going to go about, reaching out to bloggers, for example? What specific blogs are we going to reach out to? What are you going to say? What's the sort of context of the basis for the conversation or the proposal? And how are we going to track all that stuff? So a combination of using a Notepad line-by-line sort of system and a program like Xmind, which allows you to map everything out, can also work very well, and that's worked for me, and that's something I'm still moving toward trying to master. But really what I want to say is, yeah, it's important to track all that stuff. That's kind of the main point. But also, I want to get your input on that. Like, how do you track your stuff? How do you track your to-do list? How do you track what you've accomplished for the day? How do you map out what you're going to do, etc.? And at the end of the day, I just want to, maybe this is just a statement. I don't think that there's, I haven't been able to like be 100% comfortable with any one way consistently. Because, again, certain strategies and certain ways of structuring data around what you're going to do, are better for what exactly you're doing. And so I'm not really sure if there's a way that you could have one sort of size fits all, one system, that applies to everything. And that's kind of where I'm at, but I'm still experimenting. There's a lot more things I'm going to try, a lot more ways to structure information and plan and execute that I'm going to engage, and I'm probably going to talk about here on the Founders Blog, on another FounderCast, maybe on the next one. So I'd love to hear what you think. If you have ways of tracking information and tracking your to-do list and tracking what you've accomplished and mapping out how you're going to do the things, and how meticulous are you with all this stuff, I'd really love to hear your opinion. I'd love to hear what you think about it and what your strategies are. Please comment in the comment section below, or hit me up at Ryan Critchen on Twitter. Tweet this if you loved it. If you hated it, do me just one favor and share it one time, and then you never have to come back to the Founders Blog again. But please come back, because we really have awesome stuff, and this is very unique. There's nobody out here doing content like this. There's a lot of people who are doing structured content in a very formal, perhaps non charismatic way, or just a non-natural way. I'm a very natural person, I would like to say, and I don't like to behave in a way that is not me, ever. And so nothing like this on the web. Hope you agree. Hope you loved it. Thanks for coming. Comment below. Tweet me. Tweet it. Tweet us up. Tweet yourself. Tweet everybody you know. And we'll see you soon. All right? Peace.